and inform you on peace, security, and dangers related to violence. Every week, we have interesting topics to discuss. Our guests are highly informed. Gambia is the homeland of peace. Let's teach the world peace. Follow Alasana Justice Diallo every other Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. For sponsors and partners, contact 369-0164 or 272-3819. Hello, the Peace Talk Show is back on the bench. We educate, advocate, and inform you on peace, security, and dangers related to violence. Every week, we have interesting topics to discuss. Our guests are highly informed. Gambia is the homeland of peace. Let's teach the world peace. Follow Alasana Justice Diallo every other Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. For sponsors and partners, contact 369-0164 or 272-3819.
Hello. Good evening, viewers, wherever you are. You're watching us live online, the Fatu Network. This is the Peace Talk Show, the weekly program that is brought to you to discuss on issues surrounding our national peace and security. And today, we are here with someone who actually is not a stranger to the Gambians. That he has a lot of disciples and students around the world, not only in the Gambia. Mbadi ngolong balkon na mo be nying arjumalungu ularola dole na lenjang Peace Talk Show lu ajuma kaira kacang kami na le Fatu Network jang nying kacal timian kunga kere kanan nang kamol kewen di kairo la kumaya la anen fitnol fana masi pol min ba kono andung balon na woldo fana komi ko binga lundang min soto lundang la mian ko lumtang farman sarim bale mati mi alon ko amanke lundang oti to the public mol mian ko leben jibela because molo mi alon ko ay kata jamal lek an hansa ba kata kanne. So basically I know the face is not strange. Mr. Bojang, you're welcome to the Peace Talk Show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Bojang is a retired but not tired civil servant and former principal of Nusrat, and he has served this country honorably and he is serving the country still. Mr. Bojang, we are honored to have you on the Peace Talk Show today.
Okay, thank you.
So basically, viewers, we will understand that land conflict is something that is seriously disturbing both national and international peace. Taking it from global perspective, we have seen that land dispute and land conflict is something that is as old as human being itself. And in this regard, for long time, human beings have always been scrambling and fighting and pushing and pulling on issues regarding land. And Gambia is not a country where land dispute is something that is new. We have seen that even during colonial era, land dispute is something that has been here. And also in recent times, we have seen that there is serious proliferation of land disputes. And this begs the question, are we going to sit and wait until when it explodes? And I think it is even exploding. So the Peace Talk Show is not wasting any time again. The Peace Talk Show, as far as the show is alive, we have brought this show to discuss on issues surrounding our national peace and security, and we have understand that our national peace and security is jeopardized on the issues surrounding land. So we've brought the topic causes of land conflict in the Gambia. And Mr. Bojang, who is an educator, will actually educate us once again, on causes of land conflict in the Gambia. He's not only equipped in the English form, but also when we look at it traditionally, he is the Alkalo of Tujaran. So Mr. Bojang is vast, who has actually that dynamics in both English and Mandinka, and in both cultural and the traditional or the native way. So and the English way, and he will help us today, inshallah, to discuss on this subject matter in a substantial manner. Mbaringol Mr. Bojang bi ne wala bijang pour ka kachake molong kuti mialong ko kene ku fitino abe muneka sabu. So Mr. Bojang,
Yes.
you're welcome to the Peace Talk Show once again. Mr. Bojang ngaje komiko banko kang fitno le mialong ka kurkur kanne bare moja mal yamare ya jabam folle maje.
More be alone ko banko fitino aba kiekan, especially in Combo and particularly Combo South. Abe kur kanjela sembo warlinge back. Yala banku ko we have to go back in history. Some 40 years ago, ikakuru le state Alkalo ya. I cannot kundo adila. There is no monetary attachment to land. So a land dealer, orang kabila could do a land dealer. After Kobojan Kataja, what land is for food security. Orang yang dekat local keje, kerana food bondage. Now, during Kata when we had independence, what actually happened? Some of the laws we borrow from the colonial masters. But what actually happened is that either World Bank or somewhere try to convince the populace that land, we cannot actually have that system. If we want good productivity, we have to monetize. For land ngaki kodoti. Ngaki kodoti. Ibajalo ko most kenebal sutuno. That's the idea. Agriculture bal keje. Kenebal de do kol keje. So not that is the beginning of trouble. Bidu woketa. Parallel to that, we have inherited a system from the colonial masters. Called land tenure system. Sabalet. We have the freehold, we have lease and customary. That is designed by the lawyers and the judiciary system. But in the local area, those people have no idea. They have no idea. Tole mi lonka kuro sang ka dila. Bide kuro sang ka dila. So ko ni nata kumas ka problem will start. And then parallel to that also, after 1997, we have in the constitution which says that even more land tal, we have to be compensated adequately. So if you look at all these parameters, you'll see where I am leading to. Now, issues come up because Koduko Natiji, within Koduko Natiji, land becomes a problem. More kabo combo, kabo land urbanization started again. Land becomes scarce. More kabo land more be killing kombola. And then therefore the pressure on the land becomes automatic. So yeah, human being, if those circumstances are there, and mon fereke kawoko tension on diffuse, it's going to explode into what we have today. Well, Nyatonko could have sensed that because this thing has happened. Canal urbanization came. So when urbanization came, land becomes scarce. When it becomes scarce, then problems started. Problem was Alkalo Dabji, physical planning Dabji, land owners Dabji, and others. So I don't like pointing fingers to one party because technically land use physical planning is responsible. They are responsible. Floods is too pandemic now because clearance the detail on waterways. Physical planning should have actually avoided that, should not give them clearance. So land use also should have been controlled by physical planning and refuse to give clearance to our farmlands. So land use come to change now. Farmlands change to residential lands. Jamal kawudi, alkalbi kawudi, physical planning kati. So yaje niya afu wolfananda problem okono. Alkalo, I'm not going to talk about myself, but there are some alkalos also who are very unfair. Samba. Because Yaron Kodona Kitabladron, just like even in this system, even in the public sector, corruption is there. Some alkalos are definitely corrupt. I cannot tell you the proportion, but they are very honorable alkalos. Very honorable. But there are some who are really corrupt. Because they will look the other way around and then now start to do things correct. We'll go into the integrities of all those things. Alkalo corruption Kenyadi. And
so,
okay, you can ask.
So if I may ask you, you say the factors that actually leads to land conflict. Sababu minka stin komi kene kuonying komi like mola sianying ya sabu le komi science kene kuonying abe kene ku fitno be sembo sotoka. Andu fana yara dibe alkalo physical planning aning kene tiol mola fana mi alanko wol fana fana multi mialanko idabe kuonying kono because alkalo you said something very important here. Mialanko it actually gives me a problem. Alkalo, you know, come for alkalo be very honorable and mfongoli ya jele come in alfal ka kenu nyame inata na moya lafta kenola ni alkalo lafta ka di wado ase keba dan tan kilisate kono afo ko nyumulun tangol te lafta kenola ba solale ndol fongo dindima at some point we saw such mialonko you know come di moyo kuru sa alkalo damma ta di la bot aba fla keba dan tan ya mari dan na wulo kono then ya fa ko kabo jang fo jang itese wota. You understand? But recently, Natajele ko alkalo influence. Malam for bitung ke they influenced by komi for is on the mole. Fende dinta ikono bang and to an extent ibajela saying kodo nata ke fenti mialon ko mobe ke ijisolo wala kang andung kene kuo nata ke fenti mialon ko saje modol sa alkal keline kene saba wala kene nani kele kini watu mo saba wala mo nani ma.
Okay. Let me also help you here. Ika utumoji during Jawara's time, General Fong Biba Kafang Alkalo Satiot Ni Ilaftal Rola Lorufta Titel Kenol Alkalo will call you Afroko Lorufta del Kenola Kulu Kuntla Mullo Koditiji, Ikola Ketro, Iko committee like Kataraje. I remember $300 if I can all don't form a family, I have built Kunti Adimo video of chat. Then, during the Second Republic, a pronouncement was made. Ko sign Alkalo, Kono Busi Alkalo Yadi Kenetio.
Okay.
So, Bria Busi Alkalo Yadi Kenetiola. Then, another problem started. So, Alkalo no longer control
the lands.
No control. Can it like decide? It will like Keno, a Bakala Yami, Yakionia. Mafonia to Wonyama no Kutula, but they should not have made that pronouncement. Ko can it le tam Kenoti, a Keno dealer, in that fine, no can it le tam Kenoti, understand. Now, double allocation is another famous word. Ko alkalo keno waf mo sabaya, mo nania, mo lulia, mo sabao offer. This happen, and they are always blaming alkalo responsibility. Fine, you know, because the document actually originates from alkalo, so you have to follow. But now let's hear the story. You know, you have cases. We are alkalo kanyo ketale. Okay. Jama sign the alkalo from Tata school. Utumolu, until foul Katajana. They didn't go to school. So it take Kenosan 35 years ago. Kakaito form in delay is so bad. Kaito form Katragi, somebody writing, I hereby sell my land to this man and whatever. Dimension to and you go there during that time, fiscal planning will clear you. And fiscal planning Kaito deal. Then okay to the United States or Angleterre for 20 years, for 35 years. Yasamia is dead. The alkalo who made the paper is dead. The witnesses are not there. Yasa what mean the children, they were 10 years old. Now, after 30 years, those people are 40 years. So now, Alkalo can verify the time because there was no records. Records from 3G. So now I care to that those people who will fly ordinary to the national unit. It's a double allocation. The second double allocation, criminal allocation technique. They will come and tell you, because Nina te koyoko bajana wa flyer plot X. Alkalo alnoko plot X. I will not agree to that because I know that you have already sold it. Sold. They will find false witnesses. Kabilo fankon. Kane samba plot Y. Kafo ka hanyina tamnti. Yekay to da jere. Yekay to da jere 5 pare. Ninata iko ko mistake tali. This is your place. So you see what I'm saying? Everybody now in that everybody is responsible. Alkalo is there, the witnesses are there. So you binaya for control time. So ni na to cases samana. Akeke ha ntema jantandil. When Alkalo ala mulmin ay kiyi will testify that either you are lying, ejande for mole janta safo nteka jandef. And you have bogus witnesses who will come and say yes, no, Alkalo, no, I jandef. So criminality, because you are going to give them money. The third one, which is worse, is that Satil Bakir more than 300 years ago. In Satil Banare, let's take Burfoot and Tujare, and in Jambu. Jamburunkol, there is a piece of land. We are going to give to Jarankol Yasol more than 200 years ago. Yadil Alfal. Okay? Because Jambu is big, such a cotton. So now, I only on the 300, only was Seneleka from a big. So a boy who was born, a boy, me along is less than 30 years. You come up halfway, it all the time in Talwig because there is no documentation 300 years ago. So now, what will happen? You will say that in all the time, technically to the time, but are detailed. Banko fong, you know, nimbe detail. A bit detail of apparate. Through hand to hand, signing din wole wulta, they just because of monetary greed, you know, they are challenging the authority. Even the former statute Abiji, Kino Mialonko, awaf the more than 30 years ago. 30 years, when we are 10 years, you go have it more calamity. How can you do that? It among 30 years ago. It about 10 years old. If I will fully so we are challenging those things, and the Alkalo cannot solve those, and they go to the chief. So double allocation of Kakolanyam, I don't know, you know, as I say, criminals are there. And then we have to go to look at the solutions at the end.
Yes, you said that the Komi Fanang borrowed laws are some of the things that are serving as legacies to this land conflict. And you are right, because some of these ordinance, colonial laws, they actually try to regulate lands in one way or the other. And then even if we should go back to history, we will see to read that, you know, history taught us that Sankandi incident was between you know, the people of Jataba and Sankandi, and that was as a result of land. And then when you go to certain communities, those days when I'm coming farakual thing, you know, molka fitno sort of wala kual mi alonko is all about land. So you said some of these borrowed laws are also disturbing us, and ibajela komiko the delay in the delivery of justice is a serious consequence and also a serious cause, because people are not beginning to have trust in the judicial system. And this has actually pushed the people to take the law into their own hands always.
Okay, I agree with you. You know, I think I would have talked about that during my conclusion with regards to the judiciary. Another problem, more for you, is lawyers. Lawyers here that allocation of land.
Lawyers?
Yes. I don't know whether they say conveyance and they just come. You know, I have those issues. Me alone go lawyer can to that deal of hotel time and you pay him and whatever. Without referring to the Alkalo. Alkalo is bypassed. I don't know whether the law agrees that. Physical planning. Give clearance to people without passing through the Alkalo. One can info. These are people, they all contribute. But because the original paper comes from the Alkalo, so everybody Alkalo, they refuse to look at those systems. These are the things. So now, conflicts come. If you look at the conflicts in Salaji, these are land tenure system, more sabolom, yalong freehold, any lease land, any customary. Now, la place like Salaji is a freehold, government like a D. The government will land dealer. This is a simple matter. Government, the moment you go and then a land will take out a mansati, ya adamakit, ya D, you are bringing conflict. Because the local people do not understand. Because it camera could they understand. That is the problem. You think that they understand the mansaka about the like deal. No, abuka understand. They go to the kenomu, mansata tanole bulokom. And then now, because the Constitution says that no must this will compensate you. Royal Fananko Bambal. Why is it that Social Security Why? Because it's the same. Government can allocate yali, they come to the community, iko manse keno din tolela jang. Inieta nata besuma ya foyoko alright, mbakere tentinde. But we will compensate. Problem is over. The economy in Taja is even more than Tujare. It's more than Prusubi. Yes, but there was no talk. What about the salary? There is no talk, and it's the same government. Why is it that if there is going to be a freehold land allocated to Salaji, Sukutan call Minitam, this is what we want to do. But at the end of the day, we will compensate you. Minimum knowledge, even if they pay 30% of the cost, more sonda, they are more banal. But they are working. Well, that's the problem of freehold. It comes to lease. The same problem. Lease, you can do lease, Amakalamut. Because borrowed colonial laws. Because the traditional ownership, all long, you want fend the long for this long for a carriage. They have no interest because they inherit from their fathers, and that's how it's going to be. Then within itself, traditional ownership. Because of monetary value, Naniko a problem also. But Naniko is not a big issue. Who is just like 3%, 5%. Who monkey work softly even in the village. Sati to sati tema, Kabilol tema. Who will look at issue bati ko na nelebje. I issue till, but it's not a problem. But the judiciary is also too slow. It's too slow. How can you have a land case, obvious land case? Me alone go. It's too obvious. Different people can understand. It takes you 7 years. I have an experience that more intellectual nota. I wait uncle. I in some kid 1 year. But 1 year, but I'm Torah. You know what happened at the end of the day? The judge decision is final. I withdraw that. He charged him 5,000. After the what of 1 year.
After 1 year, considering the cost that you have made.
Yes. So,
but looking at the issue here, it's like you are an Alkalo and your community, Niaji becoming Sukura Salaji, Fitno, and in land conflict is something Mianko is very serious.
Yes.
It's very serious, but Combo South Science and Teng is actually a place me along
Because
I told someone, you see, Gambia as a country, we do not have any external threat. Our threats are internal. And in this regard, if we are not mindful, daily and weekly, the number of casualties that we are going to receive regarding these land issues will even be more than if we were in a battlefield. Because could you imagine, I went on a research up to Fantumbulu. These are communities that are behind Basse, 30, 40 kilometers behind Basse. I went up to Shiarar, Nyamina around this place, Samba. I came to realize that on the whole, this land dispute is not only within the Combos, but it is also tense in these communities here. If you go to Sambang, when they were giving us those narrations, I couldn't believe that a village in the Gambia would be living like that. Mero le katanina komi ko ndol ni wulta tilibilo wala someone ndol man time water wado even salo fangam buka time water. We go to the farmlands. Ngatara nyo bungola berol lela murubal nim fangol ba donka commencer na faro kono jele ngamuru na suo kono ja. Many people saw me scarce. We left there, we also at Kudang, whereas communities actually, are still in that situation. To an extent that dole fear okay, in Arnang, ila fear fangol nying ya be kuntu, and then you go to CRR South, not also. Land dispute is something is highly tense in the country here.
I agree.
So when you look at situation of Combo South, definitely Combo South land dispute is highly tense there. And just this morning I was talking to a friend of mine. He's from Kartong. I sympathize with you people in Kartong. Akonye say police case land dispute. So imagine the issues are beginning to be getting more serious because they have always been serious, but more serious. And what efforts are being made by authorities to make sure this is regulated? This is the question that we should ask. Yeah. Because if it is not regulated, if a government official baramaje, mostly it's the local people, and these local people is my colleagues, the youths. The youths. Either wala ka baramaje, wala ka arrestje, wala ka mantorol sotoje. Itamo ila komi alkali nangam kari, ye wala bude fayafa. Ni alkali ni arrestin bekel, perhaps alkali lebe arrest la, but you told be the ones on the front line. And in this regard, they will either be imprisoned or they will actually be, they will suffer some serious injuries. Because sometimes they go to an extent of having that direct confrontation with these securities who will like to come and enforce the law.
Yes.
So basically, Mr. Bojang, your community is actually, a community in Mialonko, it's like a sitting on a timing bomb.
No, okay. If you say my community,
I mean South, Combo South.
Combo South, yeah.
Yes.
Because what we have efforts, the current leadership is doing very well. The chief and the governor, is making a lot of strikes. I think tensions will soon be, some of the issues will be addressed. People like us, we have peace committees that we set up to sort this out. I think I'll be last to explode. I know it's going to, of course, but eco youths meaningful. Those are the people who are challenging the decision of their forefathers.
Okay.
That is the problem. Iko sang jang nga jande di tujaran kola. Ito ko had. Ito ko had. Because truly speaking, of course, niya nyininka to letam. But how is it that 2020 ito ka claim sign? Femi yaranga dita more than 300 years. Those are the things. Is the young people who are challenging those things.
Okay.
Yes.
And
if they are challenging it, they are going to be the victims. Kebal beka challenge, kebal ka fo nga yindi le nga tuji. Idingol ka fo hanat kel.
Okay.
So they are going to be the victims. They should realize that. they should come and realize that ko ndulanga min lo Gambia la tarikoto is that kebal la kumol nga tuji yemi fo nga abula ngoka ni nga ko nyam we will dialogue and then come to a compromise. But kodo nga dol je ne case dol explain it for you cannot believe it
seriously.
Yeah, that is the truth, because I mean people are trying to draw the baseline now. Baseline. Could you imagine some comments are saying that Burfut ni sanyan ne nanet.
Tujoren does not exist.
Yes, just imagine. Tujoren, which is more than 500 years, about 500 years ago. Itekoma exists. So you are trying to, drive your ownership since that time. How is that possible?
How is that possible?
So these are the historians, the quack historians, who are coming to tell us the history of the land. And then the cable na isi ikumol kacha na pulaje. And the judiciary system should be speed up.
Yeah, you have a problem with the judiciary system.
Yeah, should be speed up. Tonya bigi akana. And then they should set up a system. It's not. Well, I know whether they are going to say it's not democratic, but it's not. It's just like
compromising.
New Brothers Court of Appeal. Abanta, land for a wo system of is system or after is closed. Full stop. I speed up. Tonya balaka yalandi ya dandi whatever. We have a system like that. Intola old system kakiwala nyam. But bao tiwa bola ni loyal they have an issue. Yes, they interfere.
They interfere.
When we are having our peace meetings, I tell them that here is not a courthouse. Here is not a courthouse. Young, you are going to listen. If you are not going to listen, you march with your client to somewhere else. Or but if you want compromise, you can listen, and then also but you are not invited. So these are the things. So I speed up, I burn. People should be honest. People should stop being corruption. Corruption. Unless we nabanko mantala, it's everywhere. You see, but let us. The moment we start pointing fingers at one sector, the other sector, you can tell for. So we're going to continue to be corrupt. But this is everybody. For system baby. We are all Alkalos are there, landowners are there, physical plant is there, the judiciary is there, all of them. The police is even there. Yes, they are there. They take sides. Yes, they take sides. That is the problem. So if people more based on the Gambia love the Cairo Sabatindra. Let us not deal with Samana, and whatever. So you see people reporting you to the safe for Koiman of Kato de Dale. That's what happened.
Serious.
So you see what happened. I don't trust you. I'm going to tell Kato da. It is safe for Alkalo Mansona Kato da. Okay. So of course, all advice is natural ko ala kenolo. Yeah, alia compromise, alia da. Inthe nintelam sefot mba fule na idea because these are the things. If you want to regulate, people will go and report to the commissioner. If that for say governor, they go there.
Yeah,
that they report landowners who will because Kodonya 200 land is Kodi Jurmolo. You cannot get land in the combos now. Less than
with 50,000.
No.
Okay.
It's monetary. Land is business. The other sad thing that I want to see is that government is losing millions of dollars
on this land business.
On land this land is a multi-million dollars thing, and government is getting nothing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They are not getting nothing because land is business. These dynamics have changed. Itolka kodo min sodo. Ekasuto janat. Ekasuto minikata GRA and whatever. Ekasuto. Okay. The other thing,
yes. So basically, saying, I want to ask you, your own community, not long ago, is it Farakunku? Farakunku, I think that is in Tujaren, right?
No, not Farakunku. Farakunku but Tujaren.
Farakunku but Tujaren. We have seen that a couple of months ago. Was there any demolition?
Yeah, demolish her.
So what actually was the cause of that demolition?
Mister, if you go, that is the problem. That's a physical plan. You go there, you tell them who authorized this demolition. You cannot see the letter. Because demolition has a system. There has to be a court order. The court order should be is passed to the civil division. And civil division give notice and demolish. It don't even show those things. So people just take court. Sheriff division, there was a demolition where we at Sheriff Katema authorized.
At Farakunku?
No, at Farakunku. Farakunku, the same area, Hako, Ima authorized. There are things me alone are authorized, but it is you can even become understand. You become frustrated. It is na yellow fence of boy. Dalil Jamalia boy. Iko official ko ina fence of boy minat na ya boy. Iko ntamalon tajan. Ni auto ita service division. So it can mean it more funded by 100 fees 10 course. In a year big boy. He's asking you a question. As an officer, I think you should have documentation. Yeah, for a felony at a boy. But I'm not listening to you. If you want to know, you go to service division. You go to service division come Makalamata.
So they marry an abonafis?
Of course, actually, all form tension on the Mialonko.
Okay.
Mialonko security forces ni mulikitawo kelebaki. Hako. That is another time bomb. All time bomb will from water in cell. Well, people have their all savings. It cannot find that. No lawyer table. I feel lawyer table. And tell the people this is what happened. But one day telling another pum yaboy. So orphanage is there. Is one of the big issue. That is not individual that's between government and other medical boy and whatever.
So that Farakunku is in Tujareng. Tujareng called the university. Are they people native of Tujareng?
Farakunku Tujareng.
So they actually, they are occupying a land that was given to them by the government, or
no, Farakunku more. Anyway, in Tujareng kolong, Tujareng land no all boy.
Okay, Tujareng land solely all the boy.
How cool?
And you as an Alkalo, what has been your position on that?
Well, yeah, I'm not familiar about Atata Luala Silol. Alkalo. Initially, physical plan, which are appreciated, and we have even diverted some of those issues. Physical planning, what money nata, ex-director, akana akafonyako. Well, we have a demolition notice, so and so. So mina demolition notice. That's how I hold on. Who are they? Sometimes we call them. Mafwekunko, masakunda ko ebayundula boiler, but itel tam cannot. So now. Near boy nafatete wall. So these people are willing to compensate you, I am telling you, it has worked. Demolition is cancelled. Because mean time cannot. Iba boilele ina jo, ni sonte ko itole tony, it could be it compensate but ni ma foi. Come on, it's difficult. Therefore I went to the director. Kaya konko. Ako hani aje tulta fola ita sarra Alkalo because some of the landowners may come and attack them. Nka ko no, that's not the case. It's for me to notify me. Ka fonyo ko nga order soto court order soto ka nindulal boy. Ni tam jeti sa foy. I will call them. Mini along ko a court order soto. We will negotiate. But you don't allow even the Alkalo to operate. You just come and pum ye boy. Alkalo are just taken as granted. One monkey, they are not important.
They are no more significant, and that
no,
is
they are not insignificant. You know, the moment you are dealing above the Alkalo, that's what happened.
This is indeed serious, Mr. Bojang. I was actually making some findings on literature. I came to realize that these pastoralists and herders come senelaling atodum fan keneti olteng minyango senelaling atodum fan abeanti olteng o fitno fana mu fenne de mialango abe warlen ne but dolla jansa ko kombo south ma fon biangol man siaje bakateng. But in countries like Tanzania and you fenne de mialango siata je kata Kenya nyolteng and ibajela in communities like Ivory Coast kenet ani malignol ibaje la kenetiol waddo ita boy satel kan minyalonko wala multi minyalonko comme nisitiol de wala bentiol de because ko wala tumi comme wala wala beangol le la fengol tinya and wol fana waddo se wuliya ko comme like ñu fana boyte la saté do le kan gatinyaro keteng and at some point mbaje kan comme ko maybe our society because maybe more beangol so wala beangol but then say mimbe kala say it is threatening. Perhaps Saturday those will say it is Saturday to attack because number one, coming for them, the police sometimes model careful they are biased, they side with a particular community. You understand?
Yes.
And the judiciary for now model kajele so more
they are slow.
They are slow. You understand? So if I look need dialogue coming for them and dialogue always gives out productive results. Need dialogue man can it always leads to problem. And then this actually leads me to the other thing now. Don't you think there should be a reform in the approach, whereas we make it a multi-dimensional one, which will comprise of, in case if demolition is to take place, or in case if actions are to take place, meaning it's like, eviction of people. Coming like that, because land commission for that, but I will come to that. You understand? A particular community or village, so when at least the Alkalo, some council of elders, and also maybe someone from the judiciary and in the police can have dialogue with those people first. You understand? Let them tell them, to inform them, to educate them. If you talk to me in a very nice manner, and even though I know that I am wrong, I will easily accept than you coming to me to imply force, to tell me you are forced.
Yes.
So I will also use the God-given strength on me, even if it is less than a fraction. So I think this is what always leads to conflicts around whereas the people will try to resist the police on the demolition exercises. We have seen it even in Farato. A couple of years ago, this big bulldozer, and then we have also seen it in Faraba. The clash between the paramilitaries and the community to an extent of people lost their lives there, and we are seeing that things are getting serious and serious by the day. So land commission, but do you think it will be helpful?
Well, land commission is going to be helpful, except if you want to set a commission, now you set academic people. To go and make research and bring academic papers. So that the local people
who are ignorant of the local customs and traditions.
They do not understand. Local people understand that local tenure system. It can work, but there should be a system where the Alkalos have to play a central role in it. But if you are appointing the Alkalos, you are the cause of this trouble. Then what is going to happen? They are not going to be active. Because land issue in my village. Until about solve more than anybody. I am 100% sure of that. Modo Sambana. You bring this Chief Justice to Tujere. Ibala Muela Doran Ayafo, but it's a Sondala Kumakama. Yes. But bring Mr. Bojang and this most of the Alkalos. You bring a decent issue, I am telling you, we solve a lot of problems. Yes. Land Commission, now, because Combo people, what they are complaining is, they are looking at the constitution of the Land Commission, more Jamal Lepchi. Land Commission, has to do with history. So in the Land Commission, you are Land Commission Loji, Mr. Bojayeko, you are a member. Am I going to be a listening member? Or am I going to go by the literature, or I'm going to go by history? So if the problem of Combo is Land Commission, Combo call Bijel, what's the problem? A chairman can be non-Kombonka. Me along Osake, chairman, vice chair, Osake, so to be neutrality. After I sign Kombonko, Jamal Leba Kelano, a Olta, a lawyer, ni makeno because that is their excuse. Ika ko mon kol man taraji kadun ka jele ko mon kol man taraji it told me na le land mi alon ko ka fo somebody else somewhere else wala ka ko mon kol bijele they are educated you are very honorable people isa kenol nga ke mi alon ko you know they are neutral people you see nga because they are ko the president you know governor is very active. He is interested to solve this problem. Yes. He has taken some strikes and he has combo sat mondol number combo sat and the governor they are very proactive to sort this out and they are thinking of you know this sort of I don't know whether they are going to call it commission but some kind of a committee to sit down critically and tell him exactly how to solve this problem.
Oh, Mr. Boyle, something escaped my mind, and you know, invest on people's land. Come all invade on their land. Like, you know, we see through it that sometimes some people come like, aiming for thing, you bypass an Alkalo, you think you know someone who is at a higher level, perhaps, you know, at the ministry, or someone who is even, you know, at a political position. You understand? So, yet you side with that person, you actually, you know, claim a chunk of land, and then promising that person that coming in land sort of, you will get this. That person will also use his authority or his how do you call it? Not authority per se, because of his position, and actually you know, and so that this guy who is claiming this land and who has bypassed the Alkalo and is now siding with some people in the community to claim for that land, and eventually sometimes this leads to problems. Well, sometimes a particular place, you know. Maybe a company or should I call it, you know, and a business, you know, farm, you know, wants to operate there. So if come sometimes, you know, governments in a more evict to an extent, you have more like alboje, wala itaya, wala ninta, another community la land and jeti, itaya di, wala sometimes can allocate government for all more. One can call that invasion.
That is corruption. That is the problem. Is corruption that can be up? Is a menace. We have to just get rid of it. This is corruption. You have people who have been corrupted, land dealer, in order to, you know, kalua jenken. It is true. It's just like that. We have seen that happen. But we have seen it happen. People are given land because when we doesn't decisions nakata. When we investigate, the community, it has happened there, but the officers behind Nalaya. The other way around. That is the problem. We know that you are a kennel di cadwal, Jamal Pali, Jamal deal. So only a kennel deal, you go and sell it to 250,000, you bend the rules. That's it.
Money is influencing.
Yeah, corruption is the disease. Yes.
Mr. Bojang, as we move way forward and we are coming to the conclusion, what do you think is the way forward?
Well, the way forward is that Gambians should until be Nako, Banco, until Tamjant, no Gambia Mowaraba, we can make it a paradise. It's a paradise. Near for inflation because Sambo so young, near for the people are poor, Mantasan. So it's better. Natural inflation. Central bank with Diam, people don't even have money to buy. So near for and the people are not going to buy. Food stuff like a problem. The way forward is for government to actually come and then empower the local authorities. I mean the governor, the chief, and the Alkalo. You see, in a friendly atmosphere. Because if it is hostile, you come and address the Alkalo, actually problem, then it's not going to work. Tell them, make them important. You are the community leaders here. Problem will be so ngata jubi ba solve nga kitul bank. So I think if you give that authority to the governor and the CFO, not one meeting. some function committee, not legal documentation there. As a canon, it's a scene or code there. And then there are certain things also means a canon. Land Minialanko is more than 300 years. Well, should we not go area? Yes, full stop. There has to be a judiciary, pronouncement on that Kafweko. It's no go area. 300 years, no go area. Limitation. Land Minialanko at 30 years ago, nothing. And there should be nowhere people should appeal. So government need to land dealer. Whether by Lisla or by Kelanyani, the loan owners must be aware. And I don't know, it will can was some land owners, the local land near from lease and whatever. Process all more understand. All can tell a canal, yeah, list, Omil Hagul. You can for your list, Omil Hagul, tell a canal. Yeah, what now? It will get to understand. It will
understand. That misunderstanding, well, conflict.
Understand. Government, as I said, freehold land, this document, all problem. Government knew more land. The other issue, combo problem is the badal.
Deficit.
But the badal land
Okay, the reserve land, TDA, Tourism Development Area.
Yes.
A very controversial area. Coming on, let's talk about regarding this carton issue. At one point, is it Sanyang or wheresoever? I saw a tabla, tourism board for coming like, is it 800 meters from the river, from the shore, where is all TVA. Yes. But the irony is that Silonim from me along that highway. Some places Kabo Badala Geo started dam in Kanaje is less than even 100 meters. So it becomes a great contradiction because Kabo Bakau, we started from Bakau here, it's all coastal area. Then Ngata Wanyama, up to Karton. You understand? Nico, a rule for one must be rule for all. Ibajala Komiko saying, okay, government official like okay, Jangmung tourism development area because it falls in the in the so that I call it the perimeters whatsoever. So why is it that communities will those that are in the coastal area will move in the they are not? And same thing as I speak to you, people are now rushing because people are aware that these hotels and these restaurants and so forth are revenue earning. So some people are claiming those ones are allow to go and build hotels and whatsoever, and that is bringing problems as well.
Contradictions are there also. Now the same thing. The tourism board is blaming the Alkalos, responsible for giving them papers on that. There is no Alkalo here who has been given the agreement. There is no this TDA agreement. There is no Alkalo in the coastal road who has been given the map, except about 1 year ago that I was given a Gokul demarcation. That's the only time I know. I'm monkey TDA in Cambodia toilet. But it's not to understand the TDA. From Monimbo, Komol, Monkey Gambia, these are our people. These are the people by default, they are living there. You can do call a KG. More can you of Tatala. A Foyco. Yama will balance to Walba. Nambina hotel or Rology. A Foyco well go and look at a place near the Fopret. Then in Yatonko, Mintam Bankot. In Yaf, they compensate them. What is wrong with that? Emagoke balance. But you go back talable by force. Yeah, the investor. Problem with Gina. We said that. Now the TDA itself is all damaged by sand mining.
Exactly. At some point I was in Sanyang, I was disappointed.
No, TDA should be scrapped from Tujar in Qatar. Because TDA, hotel Hanuko, hotel is a big ditch. Kabo Gunjur, Kane Ketafut, Badfunk, Franco, hotel Talology. Gone hotel or let of Talnobala, Dinkabale, or a story building.
I was so.
Yes, so TDA is there. Kombang Coal, the Kombang Coal Fund, you know, they believe that there is not constitutional. Ima serele government ya legisle dron ima foye ndu inyante double jail. So that is their feeling, you know, and they have a correct feeling. Secondly, coming for economic TDA bakela, it should be for everybody. Why should you? It's a community killing you beka like land bemba beka TDL. Other communities, had. So, only state like government has made not this government. The problem with borough government is so democratic. Well, for how it's so democratic, people will fight their rights, and they know it is their right. So, because there is democracy all over the place. So, moments sila no ka friend challenge whatever happen. So. In TDA, they believe that Kombongkol Ko, it may treat fairly.
So the TDA is how many meters?
Is 800 meters.
800 meters?
Yes.
From where?
You go from the sea, back Kaboy Dam, 800 meters.
800 meters?
Yes.
Then it means, should I say it, part of Bakau?
Aliko, Bakau, Batakunko be Bolcon. Batakunko be Bolcon. Batakunko Bakon, September.
Bakau, I think it's coastal area, not so.
Coastal area,
yeah, so
coastal area. But another thing in TDE, you got TDE. Can you are leasing part of that to other people. Physical planning is giving clearance to people. Alkalo killing, go control bal makwela. But saying, don't found. I you know, officially ale mapo din tol. Very clear code. Most of the Alkalo now have gone to school. Alhamdulillah, Combo South, lot of them. And Alkal Kebal Biye, it will be a military school. At La Mapo Sambe na Yatandil. But it actually pay call 10 years ago, or pay call Mole will be able to.
So you were given a Google map. Was it 1 year ago?
Yeah, direct from there. PS Ladina, Nka ko take a TDA from 12 for Malong. Muntolo so akida there is no pay you pay call millo you pay call lo bin TDA jaman you pay call bataraji farmers think that is some kind of intrusion all bo utula ya fay so you will not even know for any Italy so that's not mean not jema for bada ma for guy is better you go to physical plan eta jube for TDA because they I cannot verify that alone all for TDA because I don't know. So Nita the Janeko TDL, so that is it. So I'm advise you to go to Inthe, yeah, for a coil of the land legend, near approval delay, and deal. That's all. Because we are told that we should not, you know, give anything because it's a government agency. We cannot and say for Fanai Akonkana Kaito D on TDA, but you know, Kaito Dito Aman Dio, who do not beat Tinyata.
Molbe Sirinje, Ladol Tinyata Fana. Exactly.
So you get to phone be evacuated. Then they be give phone demolition.
That is serious. Dear viewers, we thank you for watching the Peace Talk. So this is the weekly program that is brought to discuss on issues surrounding our national peace and security. Today we are here with Mr. Bojang. Mr. Bojang is an educationist and also a traditional leader. He is the Alkalo of Tujere. We are discussing on causes of land conflict in the Gambia. Today we've gone to have this exclusive but very interesting and educating discussion in Mandinka because we want people to actually hear. So we are sorry today, and please find someone beside you to interpret these things for you, because Mr. Bojang has dissected these things for us clearly to actually outline explicitly what are some of the factors resulting to this monotonous land conflict in the country, and the way forward is what Mr. Bojang is actually helping us here with. And Mr. Bojang, so as we wrap up or we conclude, what is your statement to the public, the private, and all stakeholders in this land issue?
Okay, I would have to, I cannot say without making, because these are part of the allegations that Alkalo benefit sort of on land sales. That's why they are involved in this corruption. You know, the Kodolo and whatever. And then some of them were exaggerated. And then because PS so that is true. But people official by air conditioner they don't even know the function of Alkalo. Alkalo, they are the other borough in the community. Any problem, we cannot deal. No more mano banta. Akata Alkalo ya. Sama na boetele bumbo de katavo korketo dai. Every day, people come here and request for assistance. You see? So now, what are you inviting? Corruption. It's a like a more force of corruption. For me, maybe I'm working. I earn money. But I'm saying that 75% of the cars are not working. They don't have any living. They have a $3,000 monthly allowance. They are going to sit down in their communities as ordinary people. Now, what is going to happen? You are forcing them to be corrupt. That's the problem. So, Ibakolo Sulodami, because prestige is there. You know, authorities should understand more for prestige. The malo sutole, the mansea ba cantale. Is it Alkalo ya atel haji jaral? So, enough time for the Momo Natigi, Koko Namano Bandal, content. Because it get a Momo boom boy, it cannot even help your people with nothing. Italian Alkalia mol. Alkalia is far more than far more than that. So let government understand what I agree with, that it should be regulated. If they want to, it's not that pronouncement. It's illegal. Yale won't Alkalo be took yal. So you have to sign Alkalo. So I don't know what I can know. You have responsibilities. What do you think is the minimum thing that we can all agree? So that in Korea be the kelano. The public will announce you should not pay more than $2,000 or $1,500. Fine, Alkalo Alfana Wumuta, so Ngana solve. You know, I'm telling you, unless you do that, people are going to be corrupt. Because Peraso Mimbeke Saturday, Yavukonima Kano, Alkalia Sindi. Alkalia Sindi. This is old traditional rule, all the time il satete. Niadi Mimfanale is going to be worse. It's not going to solve. That is one aspect after government you address. Yes, they should regularize it. Nima regularize, you know, it cannot stop. People will keep on doing it as code on land. Because you cannot see somebody having a land 300,000, he's selling it 10 million. 10 million.
That's it.
That's serious. Yes, I'm telling you the truth. So it is okay to be document. Okay, he goes to a lawyer, and then the agent told, you give them 100,000. Lawyer, you give them 30,000. You are working for the community. Is this natural justice?
No.
No, it's not natural justice. Even because Alkalo responsibility la sati full pela. Yede yalo imalo del sati. In the hospital, if the Caspar is finished, I pay for it. Okay? Jamel, Caspar Amazon, I pay for it. Hospital, Badeko, Jomin Bije, Nabend, I pay for it. And Pipe Tinyata Janimanawekel, I pay for it.
So, Alkalo.
Yes, because what can you tell you? Are you going to tell all these people no at the calendar? Alkalo is not like office work. No. So finally, this common info is that you have to engage the community. It can Alkalo do it. How? You can more. As a principal, I know that when I want people's services, I cannot demean you.
Yeah.
I cannot.
You value them.
No, I have to value you. I have to call you. Yeah,
exactly.
Let us try and sort this out. But ni alkalo called wrong. I am telling you the reaction. Ni koko alte danko meeting. Ni mbota meeting dula ka ko nyini ntol keba bali bantul doyal anwar yo. Manke kuti mi alanko is good. Yes. Let them value us. Katandi ko. Yes, we accept that atulom traditional rulati. Sani dalan ko nyimbanko kene ku diamo atolle ba solve la sit down anala mol ngana jube say be meeting ke e konton tal mole domoro di molla nga dom nga si nga foya ba kala nyami ba kala
and it will be settled.
Yes,
Mr. Bojang, I actually am inspired as a researcher and an advocate of peace and conflict. I will actually use my institution to make sure that this thing is pursued, to work with stakeholders, to make sure that a particular project is designed around this, to make sure that this dispute or this saga surrounding land issues is settled. And even beyond the studio, I also will tell you this, that I will work with you to make sure that we meet with stakeholders to actually discuss on this. It has been so disturbing. When we started this program, some of our followers and our people who actually follow the program actually contacted us and said, "What are you not going to discuss on land conflict in the Gambia? Land conflict is something that is very serious and you are ignoring it, going to the studio, opening your eyes on those cameras without saying anything to land conflict when people are dying every day on the land conflict." I told them we have themes and topics that we discuss, and that land conflict is something that we will come to. And in fact, we don't want to stop in the studio here. We're trying to provide necessary logistics to go to communities, not only to bring people to the studio now, but to go to communities also to hear the views of the people. And this will inform us substantially. And then you will see through it that we will not only just stop at this talking, but we also try to facilitate that forum or environment where this land dispute will be settled. And we will be doing this all, for the sake of the love and the likeness that we have for the country. Peace in Tujareng is peace in the Gambia. Peace in Sanyang is peace in the Gambia. So basically, we really appreciate your time and coming. And thank you very much, Mr. Bojang, for coming to the Peace Talk Show. Viewers, we thank you very much, and we say thank you to our able technician and the able cameraman, Modu, the old pa, and Sanoje. We thank you very much for facilitating this for us. And Mr. Bojang, we are grateful for your coming. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Every other Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. For sponsors and partners, contact 369-0164 or 272-3819. Hello, the Peace Talk Show is back on the bench. We educate, advocate, and inform you on peace, security, and dangers related to violence. Every week, we have interesting topics to discuss. Our guests are highly informed. Gambia is the homeland of peace. Let's teach the world peace. Follow Alassana Justice Diallo every other Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. For sponsors and partners, contact 369-0164 or 272-3819. Hello, the Peace Talk Show is back on the bench. We educate